Wipe your tears away. You don't have to cry no more. Said you don't have to cry no more. Wipe your tears away. Wipe your tears. Wipe them, baby. Said you don't have to cry no more.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back, and I said welcome back to yet another video, y'all. What's good, y'all? How are y'all doing today? And I'm going to go ahead and cut to the chase before my iPhone storage runs out, whatever. I've been having problems with storage lately. Y'all know how it is. So basically, I'm going to be discussing 10 artists, right, that I feel like Michael Jackson should have collaborated with throughout his tenure. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest with you. Throughout his lifetime, Michael Jackson collaborated with a good amount of artists. You know what I'm saying? We had Sida Garrett, we had Stevie Wonder, we had Freddie Mercury, Paul McCartney. If I can name one more, Barry Gibb. Like, whether released or not, we've had Michael Jackson have nice little collaboration efforts with certain artists, right? But there's a good amount of artists that are most definitely missing from his collaboration efforts. You feel me? And I feel like that these artists would have created some very solid music with him. And I mean, very, very solid music. And I mean, I feel like they would complement each other incredible, Michael and these artists, right? I feel like Michael Jackson could have collaborated with many different artists. Like, there's been so many missed opportunities of collab efforts that Michael Jackson should have been had by now. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make any sense. And I'm also going to be discussing artists that probably would have done well with him after his death. You feel me? Like, I'm talking about like artists after he died. Like, say they got popping in like 2010 or 11 or all the way till now, right? You feel me? I'll also include those, you feel me, just to make the conversation a bit more fun. You know what I'm saying? Let me cut to the chase, right? So one artist that I've always thought would actually be fine with Michael would be Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake, and this is in no particular order necessarily, but Justin Timberlake would have done Michael Jackson a great service. You feel me? I would have loved to hear Justin Timberlake and Michael Jackson on the same track, especially when we have an album like Justified. Justified is compiled of I think mostly songs that were meant for Michael Jackson. I'm gonna get to that album one day. It's a very good album. And Justin, I feel like he kills that album. You feel me? I feel like Justin kills that album. He does a great job. I feel like that if Michael and Justin had a collab effort, I feel like they would have created some good music, honestly. Yeah, I feel like they would have created some good, solid, great music. And if Pharrell was the producer, oh man, it'd be even better. Because Pharrell's one of my favorite producers, and he produced most of the most of the Justified album, and y'all know how good that album was. So I feel like Justin Timberlake would have been lit. I'll put in groups too. You feel me? The next one will be Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men has just incredible ballads. You know what I'm saying? They have incredible ballads. You feel me? Like I'll Make Love to You. You know what I'm saying? They have some great music. I'm talking about some incredible ballads that honestly deserves a Michael feature somewhere in that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Boyz II Men would do an excellent job. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that if Boyz II Men was maybe featured on You're Not Alone, or of course they went around for Man in the Mirror, but Man in the Mirror, Cry, you know, some of the most stronger, most emotional depth Michael Jackson music, and, you know, most powerful gospel-like songs of Michael. Oh, man, I feel like that. I could just see it now, like Boyz II Men featured in the background vocals of the Earth Song, right? Oh, man, that would be beautiful. Like, that would have been beautiful. Y'all have heard End of the Road, On Bended Knee. You know what I'm saying? Boyz II Men has incredible vocal work. Incredible vocal, like, I can't explain it. I gotta get some of their work reviewed on my channel sooner or later. But yeah, like Boyz II Men, they would have killed a Michael Jackson feature. They would have killed it with Michael. I feel like Michael would have done great with them. Great work, incredible work. It's a damn shame that didn't happen because they were, they were hanging around at times, and they were in award shows, and Michael was singing and Boyz II Men was singing. They shared the same stage, but bro, we need something in the studio. I would love something in the studio if Michael was still here, of course. All right, and y'all know how I said I will be, giving an artist or artists his in the list that came after Michael was popping. After Michael passed away. I said popping. I meant they were popping after Michael Jackson passed away is what I'm saying. Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars, his first, I know he was doing stuff before Michael passed away, but officially he was really out there in like 2010. First song I remember from him was the Lazy Song and Grenade. Those two songs were popping back in 2010, I remember. Shout out to my music teacher from 4th grade. He probably doesn't remember me. I gave him hell, but he loved the Lazy Song. He loved Bruno Mars music. And Bruno Mars and Michael Jackson together, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh, that would have been beautiful. That would have been beautiful. And I know damn well they would have made some music together if Michael Jackson was alive today. They would have absolutely made some music. They would have been very cool to each other. They would have been really cool. And it's a damn shame that Michael passed before Bruno became big and whatnot. It really does suck, and Bruno loves Michael. Bruno loves Michael to this day. I remember seeing videos of Bruno Mars dancing to Michael Jackson back in 2001. I'm like, damn, I didn't know Bruno was that old. That's wild as fuck. Cause 2001, wow, he's still killing stuff. He's still killing. He also did Elvis impersonations too. Yeah, like Michael and Bruno would have created some great music. Like for example, like Bruno, I could see Michael featured on Treasure, right? I could see Michael featured on Uptown Funk. I could see Michael featured on Leave the Door Open. Like Michael's music and Bruno's music, they give you feels unlike any other, and they're very similar. And like I don't know, you can tell Bruno's definitely influenced by Michael in his music. You can definitely tell that. That's what I'm saying. And they have a very kind of similar feel. Some of the music is feeling like old school Michael. Some of the music is feeling like newer age Michael. Bruno definitely has that Michael Jackson touch, and I really would have loved to see them two collab. It's a damn shame that, like I said, Michael passed away before anything was made between these two, man, because I know it would have been nice to see. The next one will be Chris Brown. Chris Brown, bro, was everything before Michael passed. He was on top of so many charts. He was just popping, pun not intended. Like I said, back when his first album dropped in 2005, and then 2007, he got even bigger with his next album. Michael and Chris would have made some great music together. They would have created some excellent music. And Chris loves Michael as well. They would have created some great music together. It's a damn shame that never happened, because Chris and Bruno would have been astonishing. They would have been astonishing. I feel like Bruno would probably been better, but Chris would have absolutely hit it out the park. Oh my goodness. And imagine the on-stage chemistry these two would have together if they put on a show with each other. Chris Brown and Michael. Man, that would have been exciting. That would have been the performance of the entire decade, bro. Man, it's a shame, bro. It's really a shame, because Michael was still dancing in 2009, bro. He was still killing it. Like, he wasn't going as hard, and This Is It, but I know damn well if that show happened, we would have definitely seen those moves and the popping and the locking and this, that, and the third. It would have been so fire. It's a damn shame that we couldn't see that. The next artist is Marvin Gaye. And I'm going to be real with you. Marvin Gaye, I don't talk about Marvin Gaye on this channel like that, but Marvin Gaye is an excellent artist, incredible artist, and I mean excellent artist. He has such beautiful work, such beautiful vocals. It's a damn shame he was taken from us way too soon by his father and everything like that. That's a sad situation. But I do feel like that Marvin Gaye and Michael Jackson could have made some beautiful music together. I really do. I see that being the case. The next guy would be Usher. I don't think I have too much to say about Usher, considering that, Chris Brown and Usher are very similar artists, and I think basically the same thing that I just said about Chris, I think about Usher. Like, Usher was popping back in 2004. You know what I'm saying? Usher was popping and 2000 and the late night. Usher has a great run. He's had a great run. You know what I'm saying? He's still making music. He's still turning out good music and having great shows. Y'all saw the Super Bowl? That was beautiful. So yeah, I definitely feel like that Usher would definitely be a great addition to a Michael Jackson record. That would be so great. And also they were supposed to collaborate back in 2007, you know, with T-Pain and all that. But the song got leaked and Michael was like, nah. And it was gonna be a good song. It was gonna be a good song. I heard little snippets of Usher's verse and T-Pain talking, and man, that would have been slaps. That would have slapped. Like, what? Are you kidding me? That doesn't make any sense. Well, somebody leaked it and fucked it up. I think one of the producers, something like that. T-Pain talked about it, I think a few years ago, maybe last year. But Usher and Michael Jackson was going to collab with T-Pain in 2007. And Michael elected not to finish the song because somebody that was working on the song leaked it to the fucking... And I was like, bruh, I can't stand leakers, bro. Leakers got to ruin everything. They do. They do. And I wonder who that leaker was. We need to know who that leaker was. We need to send him as much hate and frustration as much as... Nah, I'm kidding. Don't do that. I'm joking. Don't do that. Of course, don't do that. But yeah, still, I'm pissed at whoever did that because we could have got a great collaboration effort. And I feel like it would have definitely did numbers. It would have. I definitely feel like it would have. You know, Michael Jackson after 2005, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, he wasn't the same from what we've been told and everything like that. And this would have been a great little comeback for him after everything that happened. And I feel like it would have been a great comeback. It really would have been very solid. It's a shame it didn't happen, but you know, all we can think about is what if, right? That's all we could really think about. The next song is, I said the next song. The next artist is Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson. Oh my gosh, would have been so good. It would have been so good. It would have hit perfectly too. I don't see no problems with it, bro. I wish we could have seen that. What are we doing? Like, how come that never happened? How come that never happened? I don't get that. I don't understand that one bit. I don't see how Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson couldn't have had at least one collaboration. At least one. At least a demo out there or something like that. I wish we could have got a collaboration. You know, Michael Jackson and LL Cool J, they have a lot of demos out there of music they made with each other. You know what I'm saying? There has to be one with Whitney. Like, there has to be one. I think there might have been one somewhere from a story I heard a while back, but I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I wish that this could have happened. There's no excuse as to why this shouldn't have happened. She was supposed to be on the Bad album. She was supposed to be on the song I Just Can't Stop Loving You. And we never got the we never got the you know, the collaboration, and that's sad. That's actually extremely upsetting, and I mean extremely upsetting. It's just so sad. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like the chemistry that these two would have with each other would be on point. And this is bad era Michael. This is one of my favorite eras of Michael when it comes to his vocals. You know what I'm saying? And man, bro, what? That would have been fire. That would have been so fire to see. That would have been so fire. And I could just see him and her in just something spectacular. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Like, imagine a duet with Michael and Whitney Houston together. Oh my goodness. I Just Can't Stop Loving You, right? What if Michael was on that song? Man, that would have been fire. What if Whitney was on You're Not Alone? What? Like, you know, just a little thought. Just a little thought. I'm thinking about ballads here mainly. You know what I'm saying? Usher, Bruno Mars, and Chris Brown, they'll be on the more like thriller or bad type of songs, the more fast-paced songs. That's what I would put them with in this category. But Whitney Houston can get the ballads. She can absolutely get the ballads. I would love to see that. Unfortunately, they're both gone, so of course it's never going to happen. But man, all we can think about, just like everything on this list, is a what if. The next artist I put in our group is New Edition. New Edition is one of the most dancey ass groups I've ever seen in my life. New Edition has some great dancing, and I mean extremely excellent dancing. It makes no sense as to why these guys couldn't have one song with Michael. That would have been so fire to see. That would have been so fire to see. Like, imagine him with Bobby Brown on stage, killing it left and right, them having a dance. I'm thinking about that too. I'm thinking about the performances. Imagine the live performances of these artists with Michael, right? Man, it would have blew my mind. It would have blew my mind. Or imagine if they all were together, like for a show or something like that. I don't know. Man, what? And Johnny Gill and Michael could do whatever. Then Ralph and Michael and Bobby and Michael. Bobby was the best performer out of all of them, and Ronnie too. Ronnie was lit, and of course Ralph. But man, just imagine in the '90s they're killing it, because the '90s was a great time for New Edition too, because they weren't together for that much in the early '90s. I forgot of course they were separated, but they all were making hits left and right. And when they had their performances, like I'm talking about also solo, right? Like Belle Biv DeVoe, killing it on stage, right? You feel me? Bobby Brown, killing it on stage with Don't Be Cruel and all that. And Ralph was killing it on stage too. Johnny Gill was dancing his ass off. So we were like, all of these artists were in their own zone at one point in time in their career. And when they're all together, bro, they create magic. And imagine Michael a part of them for a song or two. Thought it would have been lit. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Things get in the way, like the labels and contracts. I heard that's why the Whitney Houston collab never came. But man, it would have been so fire. What if, right? What if George Michael and Michael Jackson were supposed to collab, I think, in the 80s, I think, for a charity. And Michael apparently gave George Michael the cold shoulder a little bit. Like, they would be in the same room, but Michael would talk to George, like play telephone with like managers stuff. What am I trying to say? Like, say this is George Michael right here, and this is Michael right here, and this is like their manager right here, or whatever. And Michael's like, tell George I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. Okay. Oh, I got you, Michael. And then the manager gonna be like, Michael said he want, and it was something like that. It's like Michael was too shy to talk. It's like, Michael, what's your problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your problem? You have a problem with George? Like, what's going on here? Apparently Michael was very shy, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna use that as an excuse for Michael. Because Michael, you're a grown-ass man. Like, come on, like, you are a grown-ass man. A lot of people have said you were the most sweetest, most genuine type of person as well, as shy, but I don't think that's any excuse to play telephone with another fellow artist who wants to collab with you. You know what I'm saying? And y'all would have created some great music. Do I think Michael, somebody said, they thought Michael was jealous of George Michael. I don't think so one bit. I don't see Michael being jealous over a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like in the industry, that is. I don't think so, but like, I don't see that being the case. I don't know what that was about. But we were going to have a George Michael and Michael Jackson collaboration effort. But that happened. George talked about it a while back, and I'm pretty sure it left a bad taste in George Michael's mouth. And I understand. I get that, because if I meet up with the artist and all of a sudden, you know, it's a very bizarre, you know, type of thing, it's gonna leave a bad taste in my mouth. So I don't know what Michael's case was. I don't understand. If somebody can explain that to me, if one of his family members could tell me why that happened. But we were going to have that, but Michael got in the way of it, apparently, because of that alone. Of course, Michael never spoke about George Michael, I don't think. So I don't know. But hey, we were going to get one, but I'm just imagining how lit it would have been. That would have been a great performance, because George Michael's an excellent vocalist. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say? George Michael was an incredible vocalist. Like, and I mean, his vocals were out of this world. We should have got a collaboration with him and Michael. But is this the last one? Like, I got the list right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, here's the 10th one right here, guys. And there's a lot more too. Like honorable mention would be Tupac. Tupac and Michael were apparently supposed to collab. Apparently got into a fight. Apparently they were best friends. Apparently they were enemies. I've heard so many rumors about Michael Jackson and Tupac's relationship that I don't buy anything right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. And this next guy is no different. But yeah, Tupac would be a great honorable mention. Apparently, like I said, they were supposed to collab, but Michael didn't do it for whatever reason. Apparently, he kind of stood him up a bit. I don't know if that's true or not, but it is what it is. Mariah Carey would have been fired too. She should have been on the list, actually. That would have been great. Nah, but they technically did kind of want the same song back in 2001 in the United We Stand song. I got to talk about that one day. The release song Michael Jackson made for 9/11. Yeah, so they technically did collab. I think Beyonce was a part of that too, because Beyonce would have definitely been on this list. But hey, I'm rambling. So the final artist I will always say is Prince. Prince and Michael Jackson. Look, let me be real with y'all, right? You feel me? This isn't the number one for me, because I don't think Prince doesn't sound anything like Michael Jackson. And I don't think Prince has the voice like Michael Jackson. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like, I just want to see where their creativity would be with each other. I really want to see how their creativity would be. You feel me? Because Paul McCartney is, I feel the same way. Like Paul McCartney, bro, vocally, he's nowhere near Michael Jackson. But they did make good music together, right? They put the creative input on their collaborations, and they created some very solid music. The Girl Is Mine is still a bit boring. I still always say that, but it's still very solid. It's still very catchy. It's not a bad song by any means, but it was still solid. It wasn't my favorite, but it's still solid. Say 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 is amazing. I love Say Say Say. But back to Prince. Prince didn't want to collab with Michael for Bad, because Michael said, "Your butt is mine" as the first lyric. And Prince, he's like, you ain't singing that to me. I don't know what you talking about, but nah. So Prince elected not to collab with Michael for that reason. But damn, that would have been so fire. It would have been a great collaboration. Bad was going to be bigger than what it was if Prince and Whitney Houston was supposed to be on that. What was actually going to be on that album. But it's a damn shame that didn't happen, because Prince and Michael, the media kept trying to pin them together, try to say that they were, enemies and jealous of each other and this, that, and the third, and rivals. And I also hear stories saying that Prince was rude to Michael. Prince was this, that, and the third to Michael's family and this, that. But I also heard that they were best friends, like they was playing video games at Neverland and stuff like that, and this, that, and the third. So I don't know their story. I know Prince had respect for Michael, and I'm pretty sure Michael got respect for Prince. I'm pretty sure they had respect for each other, but I don't know about all the being enemies or talking shit to one another or playing video games at Neverland. I don't know, but I would have loved to see their music. I would have loved to see them make music together. And Prince, they also said that Prince locked himself in his room for 3 days after Michael passed in 2009. That's wild. That's actually sad if that's true. I always take these stories with a grain of salt, because I don't know my damn self. People could just be saying anything about Michael and Prince or any dead artists. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's how it be. So that was the end of the video. Hope y'all really got something from this. These are the 10 artists that I feel like should collaborate with Michael Jackson at one point in time. That would have been so fire to see any of these, and unfortunately, we will never see it. But I think that's a wrap. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson, all the artists I named on this list. And